Heinicke looking end zone, and it is intercepted by Rodney McLeod.
Yo, what is up, guys? Oscar here with the new video, and this is going to be discussing my Washington football team versus Philadelphia Eagles post-game analysis. Before I get to that, though, I'd like to shout out a couple of, the guests that I had on my YouTube channel that discussed this game a couple of days ago. I think it was like Wednesday. Yeah, it was Wednesday. No, I didn't do any pregame analysis just because I wasn't in the mood. I knew that Washington was going to lose. I actually thought it was not going to be close at all. I'm going to be honest with you. Hence the reason why the channel is Real Talk. Really, I actually thought that this game was not going to be close. I didn't think that Washington was going to be competitive at all. Hence the reason why I wasn't in the mood to do a pregame. No key matchups just because there were just so many missing parts. Antonio Gibson went on the COVID list, so, late last night. So I really just wasn't in the mood. But shout out to my guests, Kat Butner and Marvin Pearson, who showed up on my YouTube channel. I'll put the link of I'll put the live stream in the cards there. So make sure you go check that live stream out. I had a blast interviewing and discussing Philadelphia and Washington. So I wanted to shout them out before I talked about this game. And also, it's Miserable Sunday Part 2, y'all. If you guys want to watch Part 1, Real Madrid lost earlier this morning. That put me in a foul mood this morning as well. So I was like, maybe Washington will put me in a good mood. And if the game was 30 minutes and in that first half, if the game would have ended after that first half, I would have been very happy. Washington and Real Madrid can't leave me alone, can they? So Washington loses 20-16. Shout out to Washington for actually at least attempting to bounce back after that humiliating 56-14 loss last week to the Cowboys, but it still wasn't good enough. And somehow Washington found themselves in the playoff hunt coming into this week, and it is gone. They are now 6-10. They are out of the playoffs. Washington top 10 pick. Here we come. Can't wait. And I'll talk about off-season moves in later videos. I'm just gonna wait until Washington heads into the off-season, to talk about it. Since they aren't going to the playoffs, I'll talk more about off-season moves they need to make and stuff like that. So can't wait for that. It's gonna be fun. So where do I begin with this game? So, positive vibes. Antonio Gibson went on the COVID list earlier, so we got an extensive look on Jaret Patterson. He broke out today. He had a touchdown, he had impressive runs, had impressive catches. So, shout out to Jaret Patterson for getting that Washington touchdown. The play calling offensively and defensively in the first half looked really, really good. All 4 possessions ended in points. Granted, it wasn't the touchdowns that Washington needed. And here's the thing. They needed touchdowns, not field goals. That's been preached. That's been spoken of. But they didn't do it. But, they had a 2-score lead at the end of the first half. And I was looking forward to maybe them, keep on putting the gas on pushing the gas. No, again, third quarter is not their friend. Scott Turner and Jack Del Rio, they decide to take naps. They're like, all right, nap time, halftime, nap time. We won't wake up until late in the fourth quarter when it's too late. Haha. That's their MO. They take naps. They go to sleep. Because that's what happened in the third quarter. They had 2 drives that ended in punts, and the Eagles come away with points. And then they have a long drive, and shout out to the defense in the first half, because they stopped the Eagles on a fourth down drive that led to Washington getting points. But after that, they could not stop the Eagles. The Eagles in the third quarter was down 16-7, 4th and goal, and then somehow Jalen Hurts gets he was hit, the ball pops up, and then Boston Scott scores a touchdown to make it 16-14, and that closed it out. After that, I knew, I'm like, all right, the Eagles are going to win this game. Somehow, some way, Washington's not, especially with the Washington offense being just stale in the first half, being predictable per usual in the second half, Scott Turner needs to be fired. And I was asked this question, a good friend of mine, Jason Alamillo, asked a good question, after the game ended. He asked, honestly, he asked me my honest opinion. He's like, do you think if Garrett Gilbert would have started this game, would Washington have a better chance to win? No, because here's the thing. Taylor Heinicke played a flawless game. He did have that interception that was called back in the first quarter. It was called back because there was a penalty, like illegal contact or something like that in the first quarter. But he played very well for 59 minutes and 39 seconds. He threw that interception, but he was trying to make a play to John Bates. He made it inside, what was it? It was double, it was well covered. He was trying to make a play. 30 seconds, no time out left. I don't fault him for that, but this is proof that Taylor Heinicke is not the guy. He was able to give Washington, hopefully Washington wins against the New York Giants. Their quarterback situation, Daniel Jones is out. So, and if Washington loses to Mike Glennon, then in all honesty, I think that this Washington staff is going to have to start from scratch. Fire Scott Turner, fire Jack Del Rio, fire Ron Rivera, if that's the case. But I'll talk more about that in a later video. Taylor Heinicke's not the answer. He's going to get you a solid 6 or 7 wins. But aside from that, it's not. No, he is not the answer. So Washington, they got to either break the bank and find a way to get a veteran quarterback in here, or trade up. I don't care. Get the young prospects. Do something in the offseason, Ron Rivera. You're most likely going to get a top 10 pick. Get a quarterback. Get in a good quarterback at this point. Because Taylor Heinicke, he's a backup, and he's only good enough to get you 6 or 7 wins. But to answer the question, no. Just because the play calling just held the team back in the second half. Because they fell asleep. Jack Del Rio stopped the run. The defense stopped the run in the first half, but they let Jordan Howard and Jalen Hurts stay alive and run around them in the second half like they did in their last matchup. They played very well in the first half, and they let it down in the second. So, it is what it is. So, yeah. Some stats here, or some notable. Cole Holcomb, shout out to him. He actually, made solid tackles. Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne, they actually looked pretty solid today. It looked like they moved past their, the heated altercation from last week. Bad news, Ricky Seals-Jones, I think he's done for the season. He suffered a neck injury. It was him, Anthony Harris, and a camera guy. I think, Ricky Seals-Jones was trying to make a catch or something. He went airborne, crashed into the camera dude, and then just suffered that neck injury. So Ricky Seals-Jones, he is most likely done. John Bates, have yourself a day. I'm very happy with John Bates' performance. He made clutch catches. It was 3rd and 10 late in the game, literally the last drive, and John Bates, basically just ran and got to the sticks, got a first down. Jarrett Patterson had big runs. Let me see who else has game balls today. Cameron Curl and Kendall Fuller made, key defensive stops. No PI calls on the defense today from what I saw. Cornelius, or what's his name, Cornelder or whatever, he made, he knocked the ball away from Devontae Smith on one play. So those are key guys that caught my attention today. Good dress rehearsal for next year at this point. But, this game just proved that Washington is far off from the contender that a lot of these analysts put them at. But it is what it is. What other notes and nuggets do I have aside from the play calling being, Scott Turner and Jack Del Rio falling asleep in the second half? The predictability, Taylor Heinicke, getting sacked, I got a notification, that's why I paused. What other notes do I have? Terry McLaurin, I think he had 8 catches. So 8 catches, had big catches and big moments. What's this guy's name? Cam Sims. Cam Sims, man oh man. He had a few big catches himself today. So he played solid, today, made big catches. John Bates, I already spoke about him. Ricky Sozon, hopefully he's okay. Yeah, I think that's it, to be honest. I think that's it. Aside from key moments, like I said, Taylor Heinicke played very well for 59 minutes and 39 seconds of the game until that interception. I understand he was trying to make a play. I don't know if it was the play calling, but I'm gonna say the play calling and Taylor Heinicke both at that point. But alright, y'all. That's it. That's all. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. Make sure to hit that sub button if you're new to my channel. You like what you hear, you like what you see. Give me a thumbs up. Share the video with your friends and family. On the way to 100 subs. Like I said, Misery Sunday for both Real Madrid and for Washington fans just like me. Both teams lost today, so I'm in a really bad mood. But, alright, that'll do it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.